Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Ted again, sharing with you a devotion on Holy Week. Today is Holy Wednesday, perhaps the most critical point of Holy Week, not only for Jesus, who was to be captured and crucified, but also for his followers. The word critical is defined as a situation or a problem having the potential to become disastrous at a point of crisis, having a decisive or crucial importance in the success, failure, or existence of something. Certainly, Wednesday was a crucial, pivotal point. Interestingly, the Korean word for crisis is 위기, made up of two Chinese characters. First one, 위, meaning danger, and second one, 기, meaning opportunity or a split path. Now, in the midst of crisis, in the midst of critical situations, we are at a crisis. We are at a crossroads. And we can choose one way as an opportunity for blessings, or the other way, the opportunity for failure. Now, the followers of Jesus had the same opportunity. On Holy Wednesday, there's an important event that happens. Jesus is in Bethany and he's staying at a house of a man named Simon, who was a leper. And a woman comes up to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which is poured out on his head as he was reclining at the table. The disciples sees this happening and they're indignant. And they say, why waste this? What a waste this is. And looking at it from the vantage point of human wisdom, yes, it is a waste. Something as valuable as a alabaster jar full of perfume was typically reserved for a woman's wedding day, or perhaps even money, so that if she was not to be married, that she would be able to provide for herself for the rest of her life. But this was poured out at once and poured over Jesus. And the disciples, looking at it from an earthly vantage point, said, what a waste. And they said, this could have been sold at a high price and given to the poor. Why was this done? Aware of this, Jesus said to them, why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing. Jesus says, the poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. And when she poured out the perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. At a critical juncture of Holy Week, this woman took a critical situation and used it as an opportunity to bless Jesus and anoint him for his death and his resurrection. On the other hand, the conclusion of the story is that Judas, at the same time, went to the chief priests. And in verse 15, it says, what are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you? And then in verse 16, it says, Judas watched for an opportunity to hand him over to the chief priests. We are also all at a crossroad in this time of crisis. We can certainly choose to look with our earthly eyes or look with our spiritual heart. We're reading 1 Corinthians chapter 15 throughout this Holy Week. And Paul talks about the importance of living according to the Spirit rather than the flesh. In verse 32 of chapter 15, Paul says, if I fought wild beasts in Ephesus for merely human reasons, what have I gained? Paul reminds us that if we live life in critical junctions, if we make choices, an opportunity of crisis for human reasons, then we gain nothing. Even though Judas asked, what will you give me? And even though he earned or he gained 30 pieces of silver, what did he really gain? His life ended in disaster. His life ended in death. His life ended in eternal damnation. However, the woman who seemed to have wasted her wealth, who seemed to have taken her valuables and squandered it on a one moment of action. Actually, Jesus says, whenever this gospel is preached, she will be also remembered for doing what she did. In other words, when she chose to live spiritually rather than humanistically, when she chose not to live for human reasons, but eternal reasons, she had all to gain. If the dead are not raised, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. That's right. If there was no resurrection, then Judas made the right choice. But because there is the resurrection, the woman made the ultimate choice. She took a dangerous situation, a crisis, and turned it into an opportunity of blessings and eternal wealth. What will we choose to do? Paul says, come back to your senses as you ought. In others, wake up. In other words, wake up, pray, stay engaged. Remember that through death there is life. Through death there is the resurrection. So today, I challenge you, use the critical situation of crisis and make it an opportunity, not for humanistic gains, but eternal blessings. God bless you. Let us rejoice and hope in the resurrection. I will see you tomorrow once again on video. God bless you.